In the heart of a bustling city, there was an old post office, where the scent of paper and ink lingered in the air. Among the many letters and packages that passed through its doors, there was one letter that never left. It sat quietly in the far corner of a dusty shelf, waiting for a day that would never come. The letter belonged to a man named Thomas, who had spent most of his life in the city. He was a quiet, reserved man who kept to himself and found solace in his daily routines. Every morning, Thomas would walk to the post office just as the sun was rising and collect his mail. He was known to the staff there, who greeted him with warm smiles and a friendly hello. But there was one letter that Thomas never sent. It was a letter he had written years ago, addressed to the love of his life, Emily. Emily and Thomas had met when they were young, both working at a small bookstore. Their shared love for literature and quiet evenings spent reading together had brought them close. They would often exchange letters, even when they lived just a few blocks away, filling them with dreams and hopes for the future. Their love was deep, but it was also fragile. Life, with its unpredictable twists and turns, pulled them in different directions. Emily's family moved to another city, and though they promised to stay in touch, time and distance took their toll. The letters grew less frequent, and eventually they stopped altogether. But Thomas never forgot Emily, nor did he stop loving her. Years later, after many sleepless nights and a heart full of longing, Thomas decided to write one final letter. He poured his heart into it, telling Emily how much he still loved her, how he had never found anyone who made him feel the way she did, and how he wished they could have had another chance. He sealed the envelope, carefully wrote her name on it, and walked to the post office. But when he arrived, something stopped him. Perhaps it was fear, or the realization that too much time had passed. He hesitated at the counter, his hand trembling as he held the letter. The kind old postmaster noticed Thomas's distress and asked if everything was all right. Thomas nodded, forcing a smile, but he couldn't bring himself to hand over the letter. Instead, he asked to rent a small post office box, where he placed the letter, intending to send it another day. Days turned into weeks, and weeks into months, but Thomas never sent the letter. He would visit the post office every day, checking his box, but he never opened it. The staff noticed his routine but never questioned it, respecting the privacy of the quiet man who visited them each morning. As the years went by, Thomas grew older, his once steady gait now slow and deliberate. His visits to the post office became less frequent, until one day, they stopped altogether. The staff, who had come to care for the elderly man, worried when they didn't see him for several days. One of them, a young clerk named Sarah, decided to visit his apartment. When Sarah arrived, she found the door slightly ajar. She called out, but there was no answer. Stepping inside, she found Thomas sitting in his favorite chair by the window, his eyes closed, with a peaceful expression on his face. In his hands, he held a small, worn envelope, the letter he had never sent. Thomas had passed away in his sleep, clutching the last letter he had written to Emily. Sarah's eyes filled with tears as she gently took the letter from his hands. She knew she had to do something, so she went back to the post office and placed the letter in the outgoing mail, sending it on its final journey. The letter arrived at Emily's address, though it was now a different family living there. They were puzzled by the old, yellowed envelope, but their curiosity got the better of them, and they opened it. Inside, they found the heartfelt words of a man who had loved deeply and waited too long to express it. Touched by the letter, they searched for Emily, but she, too, had passed away many years before. The letter was placed back in its envelope and tucked away in a small box, where it would remain, a testament to a love that was never forgotten but also never fulfilled. And in the old post office, the staff kept a small corner on that dusty shelf empty in memory of the man who had once visited them every day, waiting for the courage to send a letter that would never reach its destination. Morals: 1. The pain of unexpressed feelings. The story emphasizes the importance of expressing your feelings before it's too late, as unexpressed emotions can lead to lifelong regret. 2. The weight of time. Time can erode relationships and opportunities, making it crucial to act when the moment is right. 3. The impact of small acts. Even a simple letter can hold immense emotional weight and serve as a lasting memory of love, loss, and what might have been. 1. Solace. Comfort or consolation in a time of distress or sadness. Thomas found solace in his daily routines, which brought him a sense of peace. 2. Fragile. Easily broken or damaged, delicate. Their love was deep, but it was also fragile, unable to withstand the challenges of time and distance. 3. Toll. The cost or damage resulting from something. Time and distance took their toll on Thomas and Emily's relationship, causing them to drift apart. 4. Gait. A person's manner of walking. As the years went by, Thomas's steady gait slowed, showing the toll age had taken on him. 5. Deliberate. Done consciously and intentionally, careful and unhurried. Thomas's movements became slow and deliberate as he aged. Thank you for watching and listening. Your support truly means the world to me. I hope you found the content enjoyable and engaging. Your encouragement inspires me to keep creating and improving.